if Georgia loses this game, Bo, why did it happen?
I think it will be the same reasons they almost lost to Tennessee. I think it's going to be, Ryan Williams has burned this team before. Went for like 170 last year, had two of the craziest plays I've ever seen. I think it's really, if I envision Georgia losing, I think it's because Ty Simpson has, 4 seconds to throw the ball on any given play. Ryan Williams is getting deep. He's cooking the corners. Georgia gets desperate, starts blitzing, starts giving Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard even more one-on-one opportunities, and then all of a sudden Georgia's having to play from behind, which you just never want to do in any situation. So I think that's how I'd see it going.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think, losing those one-on-one matchups is definitely one of the bigger concerns I have out wide. I didn't go back. I should go all the way back further on this. My biggest thing is the turnovers. Like if Gunnar Stockton, and maybe that's a cop-out because you lose the turnover battle, it greatly increases your chances of losing a game. But last year, Carson Beck, one of his worst games, probably one of his worst quarters. It's hard to call it one of his worst games because in the second half he was absolutely dealing. But one of the worst quarters of his football career.
Dude, he was looking like Fatone Bowda out there for a second.
Nice name drop right there. I think he did throw 3 or 4 picks in that one start he had. It was 3. Yeah. So yeah, Georgia turned it over 4 times to once for Alabama in the game last year, and you lose 41-34. Like that team, Georgia turns over 3 times in that game, they probably win. Turn it over 2, they might win by multiple scores, but they turned it over 4 times, and you end up losing. I think you look at I don't have the stats in front of me. The 2023, the SEC championship game, I know they had that fumble on the little reverse to Dylan Bell late in the game. Was that the only turnover? Did Beck throw a pick in that game?
I think that was the only turnover.
If I remember correct, I don't think Alabama turned it over in that game. The SEC the national championship that Georgia won, you had the pick by Ringo, you had the
Chris Smith too.
Oh yeah, the pick by Chris Smith, the second or third play of the game where Jordan Davis gets the sack that they overturn the pick.
No, I was so mad about that.
Oh, dude, that was. I'm still not convinced that was an incomplete pass, to be honest. But especially after they call the one on Stetson.
Yeah, dude, I was pissed. I was like,
it felt like a vintage Alabama Georgia game. Oh, this is where it all happens. This is where the meltdown begins. But yeah, that game that they actually won forced multiple turnovers. I think that's what it's going to take. Even the SEC championship, the one with where Jalen Hurts came in after Tua got hurt. It's like you had Richard LeCount and J.R. Reed both got a pick in that game. It's like you just have to make those plays. You got to get the havoc plays on defense. You're going to have to get some sacks, get some turnovers. And I think if that's the case, I think that's how Georgia wins this game. So I guess what I'm saying is Georgia loses the turnover battle. I think that's the easiest way for Georgia to lose this game. And we also haven't seen, like, as much as Gunnar has struggled in this in those first 2 games. It's hard to say he struggled, but didn't look great in those first 2 games. The offense struggled for sure in those first 2 games. They weren't even turning the ball over. Oh shoot, they did turn it over, didn't they? Frazier had the fumble and Humphrey had the fumble. Yeah, in that second game. So yeah, there you go. You got 2 turnovers. You don't even blow out Austin Peay as bad as you should because you're turning the ball over. So I think that's my biggest key is Georgia's got to win the turnover battle.
Got to take care of the football.
And then if Georgia wins, sir, why did Georgia win this game?
I think it'll be because, like I said, Alabama can't run the ball at all. They're living in 3rd and longs, which just isn't a sustainable formula for any offense. Just ask the Houston Texans. And then Gunnar Stockton and that offense continues to hum. It'd be a good day on the ground from Frazier and company, and Stockton hitting his play action stuff on top of that. Maybe he pulls the ball for a couple runs of his own. I think that's what you kind of need. You just need a really consistent offensive performance, and you don't need to necessarily get a ton of turnovers on defense if you can just stop the run and stop the big plays. But if you're not getting burned by explosives and you're stopping the run, I feel pretty good about Georgia's prospects on defense in this one.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like winning the turnover battle almost seems like the way to guarantee a Georgia victory. It feels like we've seen a lot of Georgia games with Kirby Smart where they're playing kind of, for lack of a better term, like boring defense. It's just like that Tennessee game a couple years ago in Knoxville. It's just like every 3rd and 5, it's just an incomplete pass, and then they're off the field again. It's just it's that's also fun. So yeah, I think I'm with you. I think if Gunnar Stockton is making plays and like if Georgia scores like 30, 35 points in this game, which I guess that's what it's taken to beat Alabama, the only one they've won, the winner of this game, I had I just had the graphic on there a second ago. Let me put that back up. In the Kirby Smart era, the winner of this game basically always scores 30.
Yeah.
So they scored 27 in the SEC championship, 26 in that national championship. But yeah, dropped 40 a couple times on Georgia. I wouldn't mind dropping 40 on the Crimson Tide. Can we get a 40 piece?
That'd be fun.
That would be nice. But yeah, I think if this team is scoring 30 points, I think I feel good about a victory.
Yeah, I think I do too. We'll see though. Honestly, I think it's gonna be a shootout though. Like I really do.
Man, I can't handle another shootout after that. After that Tennessee game, man, I was not a believer late in that game that Georgia was going to pull that one out.
Yeah, that was a rough one, but they got it done. Got to get it done again.